right now, he just floated off.
Yeah,
he just disappeared into the ether.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Tyler's got moving and all kinds of shit going on, so he might be gone for a while.
Yeah,
that's all right. We'll figure it out.
We can Frankenstein him down the road.
We'll figure it out.
Hook up a car battery to his corpse and just crank it up. And two things are going to happen. One, he's going to cook.
Yeah.
Or he's going to come back.
So, so who was popular when you were a kid in the wrestling thing?
Oh, me, it was Stone Cold.
Oh, was it?
The Rock. Oh, yeah, I grew up Attitude Era.
So you were a kid, though?
Yeah, I was born 91. So, I mean, that whole, I mean...
Yeah, so you were right at 7 or 8 years old.
What's his name? Ho Train.
Yeah, The Godfather.
The Godfather. There you go. Yeah, Godfather. Back when Edge was just Edge.
Yeah,
Christian or Edge and Christian were. Yeah. Remember, Edge and Christian were doing that vampire gig.
Yep, they were doing the vampire thing.
Yeah, they were doing the vampire thing. You had
Undertaker did it.
Undertaker had his actual with Boss Man, and
then you had Gangrel or whatever his name was.
Yep, and
I didn't know. I thought you would be too young for that. I don't know why I thought.
I don't know. And that was every Monday was all right, homework's done. All right, 8 o'clock, you can watch. And
I'm glad I grew up. I'm glad I was at the age I was when that era was going on, because it was fun, because I was old enough to understand everything.
God, yes, it was so much fun. Well, and thank God for YouTube.
Yeah.
Because then there's those moments where I want to go back and rewatch, and I can get little snippets here and there, and it gives me a little taste of childhood again.
Sure. Because I was in high school whenever all that was. Yeah. I was that was when I was in the depths of it, was high school. So. Yeah.
Oh God, man,
and everybody watched it.
Oh, everybody watched it. Everybody watched it.
Nobody didn't watch it. Now it's corny. It's just super corny. They don't have anybody that's like.
Well, it's very PG.
Yeah.
It's meant for the little kids.
Meant for the little kids now.
And well, you got to be careful. Everybody gets touchy now.
Yeah.
Where back then, no one gave a shit.
Yeah. They had the puppies and bra and panty matches and.
Oh, that's right, King, fucking puppies. every week was puppies.
Puppies.
He would give the contests and all that, bikini contest. It was always the King hosting it. He was such a pervert. I do remember there was one pay-per-view, and it was The Rock and Kurt Angle wrestling, for WWE Championship. It was a pay-per-view where Stone Cold came back after getting ran over. And it turns out it was Rikishi who did it. Yeah. So they set it up to where he was going to run over Rikishi, and they got arrested. But I just remember Kurt Angle, we taped it. It's on VHS at Mom and Dad's house somewhere. It was, WWF Vengeance or something, whatever pay-per-view. And Kurt Angle beats The Rock. He cheats him or whatever, wins. I think it was his first WWF, championship.
Right.
But when he's done, he was over by the entrance. He's on his knees. He's holding it up. He's acting like he's crying. And he has a booger hanging out of his nose. And I remember JR looking, going, no, it was King. Goes, look, it looks like a little man trying to crawl in his nose. I don't know why that sticks in my brain, because I remember Dad was even laughing at it. We would buy pay-per-views and record them and tape them on and VHS tapes. And I'm sure if I go to Mom and Dad's, I could find 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, I've got some in there. The funny thing is now you get into the UFC, and Colby Covington has now taken Kurt Angle's music, and everybody still does the "You Suck."
The "You Suck."
It's so funny, man. And you've made it in wrestling if you have something like that.
You've done it. You'll never be forgotten.
You'll never be forgotten. You've done it. Because every time that song plays, today, you get the "You Suck" chant.
And then, I watched the documentaries. Stone Cold Steve Austin was always my favorite. So when I watched his documentaries, and they did a part where, I guess he kind of took a back seat, and he got to play commissioner. He got to play a goofy role. And there was a point where I guess he didn't have any violence. He wouldn't fight or nothing. Right. But Kurt Angle was there with him, and I didn't realize how funny he could be when he's got the little cowboy hat. And he's singing with "It's So Cold." And you could just tell it slowly. It's how you are with me. How you just push my buttons every now and then. I look at you like, I want to kill you.
I'm going to kill you one day.
I'm going to kill you.
This is going to happen one day. It's so fun to push people's buttons, though.
It's fun to push people's buttons, just not mine.
Why?
Because you annoy the fuck out of me.
I know it's fun.
You drive me nuts when you do it. And that's why now I start the tally. Just
right.
every time you refer to me as a gorilla or another species, I'm going to keep that tally, and then I'm just going to pay it out one day with a nice bear hug. Rib crushing bear hug.
Hey.
Either I'm going to break a rib or I'm going to make you throw up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember right, we got one episode coming out. So this episode won't come out till after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. This won't come out after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Congratulations to whatever team won.
Congratulations, Bengals. I'm calling it. I'm calling the shot.
Or Rams,
Joe Burrow.
whichever one.
He's going to be smoking another cigar.
I love it.
You know that dude has not paid for a single meal yet.
Nope.
And his balls have been emptied the entire time since he's left LSU.
100%.
That dude hasn't had a full sack since.
No. I hit him and Jimmy Garoppolo have to be as far as like attitude wise, they have to be my favorite.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they just don't give a shit.
They don't.
They just don't. They are steering into being an NFL quarterback.
They are smooth operators. They just if something weird happens to them or they see something weird, they probably have that personality where they just flow with it.
Yeah.
Where inside they're going like, what the hell just happened? But outside that's what's up.
Yeah. But Garoppolo, he just has fast cars. He dates porn stars, and they ask him about it, and he's like, yeah, I'm rich and famous.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what
rich.
else would I do?
I'm young, rich, and famous. Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't I? What are you supposed to do? And it's the same thing with Burrow. Like whenever he was leaving LSU and he had like the whiskey and the cigar with like Snoop Dogg in the locker room, and they're like, you can't do that. That's an NCAA locker room. He's like, piss off. I'm leaving next year anyway.
Yeah.
This was my last game.
Well, LSU's coach, he's like, take it easy on those cigars. Yeah. You can't understand anything else he says. But take it easy on those cigars.
It's like,
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Yeah, they fired that guy, man.
Yeah.
They fired him. I thought we were going to lose Aranda. I thought for sure it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's where he's from. I thought for sure they were going to take him back, but they didn't.
God, man, you talk about players that get moved around. Like you
now
talk about
that transfer portal.
You talk about like pro football players who get moved around. College coaches, man, they get passed around a lot.
Yeah, and now that they have that transfer portal, it's even like now players switch teams like crazy.
Players start switching teams. Yep, they start up pulling commitments and
and now they can. Excuse me. They can leave without sitting out the year now. Like they can just go. It's crazy. It's basically the NFL now, and they're getting paid.
Well, it's about to get worse. It's about to start getting like the MLB. Major League Baseball's. Hell, they're even worse.
Yeah.
You can wait till halfway through the season and still trade people.
Yeah. Yeah. I like baseball though.
I love baseball.
Still the favorite. I don't think anything will ever change it.
I honestly can't put one over the other. I love football and baseball.
Yeah.
But I do. Moneyball says it better. How can you not be romantic about baseball?
Yeah.
And that's really true.
It's weird to say. I watched that movie this morning.
Yep. That is my favorite baseball movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
And I'll throw any other baseball movie in front of it. That's my favorite.
Yeah. I got a couple of favorites more than that.
I think it's also my favorite because it did happen.
Yeah,
that streak really happened, and it's bananas.
Yeah.
You'll never see that again.
No.
You're never going to see that.
No, probably not, especially from a team like the A's who had no money.
Nothing.
A shit stadium. They still have a shit stadium.
Still
have a shit stadium. Still have no money. The A's are the A's, but those bastards win. They still win, which is crazy.
Ways.
I just like what I like about and it kind of got away in the NFL. That's what I used to like about the NFL and major leagues is like the NBA. There's like half the teams getting into the playoffs. You know?
It's
same thing with college basketball. As fun as March Madness is, it's still 68 teams that are going to the.
So much.
It's only like 30 teams that don't get in. And then they all go to the NIT. So it's like.
You feel like the stakes aren't as high.
Because the NFL and major leagues, like next to none of the teams get in the playoffs. NFL added that shit this year, which kind of like, it kind of watered it down a little bit. But you think about it, the major leagues, there's only 6 teams that get in. That's it. They have one little, that whatever play-in game thing they have now that took it up to 8 or whatever. It's just one game.
It's just one. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in or you're out. That's it. But like I said, out of all the teams, you only have 6 that get in. So it makes it so much better. Like,
well, it does. It just makes the season that much more important. It makes every win that much more important. That's one thing that's tough about baseball is you can have losses and you're like, okay, it's nothing. I mean, we got 168. No,
62.
62. Yeah. So with losses here and there, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one downside about baseball for me is that you can get away with a couple of losses.
Sure.
Whereas now it's getting to that point where, hey, you can still have a number of losses and still make it to the playoffs. No, come on.
Yeah. And in college football, nobody can have a loss unless you're Alabama. Then they can have like 7.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Like 7. Still gonna be like, they could be like 3 and 9, and they're like, but
it's Alabama.
You have to figure. Look at their schedule.
When we start adding up all the points, look at the schedule. The computer over here. Well, why is there an Alabama brand on that computer?
Yeah. Why does it say certified Alabama over there?
Yeah. It's like, oh no, just ignore that. But the computer figures it out.
Well, what's crazy to me is what pisses me off about the SEC and the Big 12. I don't really give a shit about the Big 12, to be honest with you. I root for some teams in there, but the thing that drives me crazy is they're like, well, the Big 12, those first 3 games, they don't play anybody. I'm like, yeah, and so does the SEC, except they just mix it in with the season.
Yeah.
Because like 8 games into the season, fucking Alabama will play Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not in their conference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they'll play like Alcorn State, like in the 10th week. It's just they sprinkle theirs in where
the Big 12 just
front loads it.
Yeah, they front load it. They get it all out of the way, and then it's like, all right, from here on out.
Yeah.
Now it's a ball game.
Now it's a ball game. Which I guess with them adding it, I guess they're going back to, they're going to divide them up again. I think they're dividing up. They're going like a north and south or whatever the hell they're going to call it. But I think they're going 2 different divisions. So you won't have that round robin tournament anymore, which actually I like that better. Because that round robin tournament, it sucked for the Big 12 because they beat up on each other through the whole year.
Oh, yeah, they just beat the hell.
This team wins against this team wins against, and then they all have one loss, and then they can't get into the fucking the playoff, you know?
That is true.
Yeah, that's what I hated about it. Like, they just beat up on each other where the SEC has those 2 divisions. They got to win 1 game. They got to win 2 games. Alabama's got to beat LSU. And I think they skip Georgia every other year. So Alabama has to beat LSU, and they have to like win the SEC championship.
Yeah.
And even then, if they lose it, they still get in. So they have to win like 1 game every year. Just beat LSU, you're good.
Screw LSU. Screw SEC.
Hey.
Even though we're going to SEC.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Are you going to enjoy being the Baylor over there? You going to enjoy being Kansas over there?
God, man. That's
in the SEC.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
And I'll tell you, man, as much as I hate Texas and as much as I can't stand Oklahoma, I hope they go over there and in 3 or 4 years, they're just wrecking freaking shop.
That's my dream. That within 3 or 4 years, they start owning the SEC conference.
I think Oklahoma.
I especially want that with Texas because I want them to go over. Yeah, they're going to get their asses handed to them. Then they start picking it up. And then they just start topping A&M again and go saying, like, look, how long have you been here?
I was just fixing to say it's going to be the A&M thing because, like, when A&M left here, they got over there and so the thing that A&M had was they were the only Texas school that recruited the SEC.
Yep.
So everybody went to A&M, but now that's all changed. Now you've got Texas that's going to recruit SEC, so they're going to take a lot of those A&M players.
Yep.
And they're going to turn into what A&M is over there now, except they're bigger. They have more money.
That's the thing is they got more money.
More cash.
They got the richest alumni.
Yeah. I know they have the richest alumni, and I think they have the as far as their program, they're either the first or the second richest every year. Them and Ohio State flip back and forth. Oh, and this is taking it back to like a previous episode, but you remember when we were talking about the acrobatics and tumbling thing at Baylor?
Yeah.
So I was like, they flip back and forth. So I actually looked it up, and they flip back and forth up until 6 years ago. And now Baylor's won it 6 years in a row.
Damn.
I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Baylor just shows up and is like,
that's what I said. I was like, that's got to be some kind of record or some shit.
It has
like,
to be.
You think. Yeah, 6-time defending national champs.
God damn.
That's a long time.
Somebody look it up. One of our fans, all right? Make sure and comment below.
Yeah. Look it up. I looked it up.
Look it up.
See if I'm lying.
Probably lying.
Probably could be.
Could be lying.
I'm not an expert.
No, you're not. How you feeling there, man? You look a little tired.
You know, man, I haven't slept good in a few days. I'm a little low energy right now. A little low energy. Not going to lie.
So you say that, but like I get cautious around you when you get up and you're like, oh, I got low energy. Let me sit up. I'm like, what are you about to do?
No, I'm not about to do anything.
You're about to do something.
No, I'm not.
I feel like you're about to do something that's going to piss me off.
No, I think I really am. I'm trying to get motivated here, but it's tough. Like I just haven't slept good.
Well, and like, I haven't slept good. I've been sleeping okay, but let's see. We just got done seeing the Jackass movie.
Yeah.
Grabbing a bite to eat.
Yeah.
So you're full.
Yeah.
Just got done boo-booing.
Yeah.
You're probably ready for a nap.
You know, it's Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
it wouldn't hurt.
You're ready for a nap.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. With this whole day shift thing going on, I've gotten used to taking naps and things like that.
It's a guarantee for me. Working day shift, as soon as I get home, I take a nap.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how the day went. If it's a hard day, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take me a quick little power nap, do laundry, whatever else I got to do.
Yeah.
Or just easy day, I'm still taking a nap.
Yeah, still taking a nap.
Midnight shift, I will wake up at 5 p.m., whether I'm going in early or not.
Yeah,
I'll wake up at 5 p.m. If I'm not going in early till 11, I'll hang out.
I always did the same thing on midnight shift. So midnight shift, the way you survive it is you just have to set a schedule.
Yeah.
You have to set a schedule.
I wake up at 5 because that way, just in case of the week, they go, hey, we could use somebody to come in this day and this day. Sweet. I'm already up. Yep. I'll more than happy to come in early.
Yep.
And then by the time the weekend hits and we got to work our 7P to 7A, man, I'm already in the routine. Up. You're good to go. Bye. Afternoon shift, I'll wake up at 9 a.m. I ain't got to go in until 2. Yep. But day shift, wake up 2 hours before I got to get there at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I am miserable. Yeah. I will never get used to it.
No, I'm still not used to day shift.
And I don't know why my body, I wake up 3 to 4 hours early on these other shifts. Why is it this one time? Yeah. And for some reason, I just can't do it.
Yeah, when I was working midnights, when I was working midnights, I had to pick up my daughter from school. So my schedule was always be in bed by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Be up by, now it was be up by 3:30. I go 9 a.m., get up by 3:30. I would have her until 6.
Yeah.
So I'd drop her off at 6. I'd come home, eat dinner, climb back in bed at 7, wake up at 9, get dressed, go to work. And it was just like, if you get yourself into a rhythm, midnights ain't that bad.
That's why I told us when some of the new guys said, your first midnights, man, you are either going to get you're probably going to get no sleep. And that's what I normally always do. That first night, I just power through it. I'll go 24 hours, no sleep.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get home, bam, I'm on schedule. I'm on track after that.
What was weird is whenever I was working midnights, which one gets you, the first one or the second one?
First one.
Really? It was always the second one for me.
First one always gets me.
And it's everybody you talk to, it's either going to be the first one or the second one. Like, everybody who says first is not bothered by the second. Everybody who says second is not bothered by I was never bothered by the first. First one, I rolled in. I was good to go. That second one, it was like, what the fuck just happened?
That first one gets me because the night before is when I'm already up all day. I try to stay up all night. I fall asleep about 3 a.m. I'm somewhat on that schedule, but I got to get through that first night to finally okay, I'm in it. Yeah. I'm good to go. I'm set for the next 7 days.
It was always the second one for me. The first one was no problem. I hit that second one. It was a nightmare. Sorry, man. I am trying. I'm up. I got to get.
Wake up.
I got to get motivated.
Wake up.
I'm up. I'm good now. I'm sitting up straight.
What? You're going to be like, hey, we talked about earlier.
What?
On Jackass.
Yeah.
Old boy with a bear.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have a chain.
I know. I know. It's scary.
Yeah, you should be scared. Then why are you falling asleep?
I'm playing without a net right now.
You are?
I'm
You're going to catch a bear paw.
I'm trapezing without a net right now.
You're going to catch a bear paw right across his face. His face. Oh, God damn. His face of terror. Just was, It was perfect. His textbook. It was great.
I just can't imagine, man.
I can't believe it's been over 20 years, though. Since everybody's watched the first Jackass going on MTV. And I can't believe it.
I remember when it came out, I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Yeah, I remember staying up late and Johnny Knoxville was jumping a small little gap in L.A., little water gap, whatever it is, a crevice, and with a big wheel.
Yeah.
Or rollerblades or whatever it was.
Old Johnny Knoxville.
Or Steve-O was doing a high dive into a pile of elephant shit.
How long has that guy got left?
It's got to be...
Not long.
Not long at all.
No.
I don't know how he's still alive. It is a miracle.
It makes me feel old whenever you look on there and he's just got the gray hair and you're like, oh no, I'm old.
You are old.
Yeah, I'm getting up there.
God damn, we're getting up there.
Getting up there, man. Fixing to be 41. I'm 41 and what's today? The 4th?
Yeah.
5th. Today's the 5th.
Today's the 5th.
Yeah, today's the 5th, so I'll be 41 in like 20 days.
So what are we doing for your birthday?
Nothing.
Yeah, no, we're going to throw you a birthday party.
Mm-hmm. No.
Me and all of our fans are going to throw you a birthday party. You haven't had one since you were 10 years old. No, 9 years old.
41 years old, buddy. Guess what?
Since you were 9, you haven't had a birthday.
Yeah.
So you're going to get one.
41 years old. Guess what? Just another day.
Nah, you're going to get one.
Do you do your birthday?
No.
See, there you go.
I'm not. You're getting one because I know it's going to bug you and it's going to annoy you.
No.
Yes. You're going to walk into this house and we're going to have streamers and banners.
Now,
we're going to have.
I'll say this. My daughter, when she was younger, that was her big deal was I'm throwing dad a birthday. But every time she threw me a birthday, it was just the shit she liked. And it was just basically a second birthday. That's all it was.
It just turned out not being for you at all. Yeah. She tries that first and just goes, it's just for me.
Yeah, it was funny because the first one was it was so funny because she tried to pick out stuff that I liked. But, I mean, I'm a grown man, so there's not a lot of, like, what am I going to do? So the first one, she was like, I feel like Dad, she was so tiny. It's like, I feel like Dad really likes jellyfish. And so she just made it a jellyfish birthday party. And so I was just walking around going, oh, I love jellyfish. You know, and I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what a jellyfish is.
I'm like, where did she get jellyfish from?
Yeah. One time it was pirates. Dad loves pirates. We're going to do a pirate birthday party. And like, so we did a pirate birthday party. I was like, you know, going, yeah, man, a pirate birthday party sounds great. In the back of my head was going, I've never done pirates in my life.
Like, I've never even mentioned to this child that
I like pirates. I don't know where this is coming from.
I don't know where this is coming from.
It's just made up in her head.
So whenever I was a kid growing up, we may have talked about this before, I don't know, but we do Christmas, and when I was a kid, Mom would take me to, it's like, all right, you get to buy everybody. She'd take me to Dollar General.
Yeah.
And say, pick out a present for everybody. And it's just whatever's off the shelf.
Yeah, sure.
I think I always got my granddad aftershave.
Yeah.
And it's this shitty brown, I don't know.
Right.
Bottle.
Yeah, some high karate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd buy people whatever, just a can opener. Oh, that's for grandma, you know. Oh, yeah, she'll love it.
Yay.
Or this plastic jewelry. I'm like, that would be for Mom. And oh, yeah, she'll love it. And she said, I don't remember this, but Mom told me that one time for her sister, my aunt, I bought her a dog bone.
I bought her a dog bone.
I was like, damn it, I wish I was conscious for that. I was like, I wish I could remember that. I would soak that in so much more. So now I do like to when I buy people presents, it's gags.
Yeah.
A tall Virgin of Guadalupe candle. And like, really? Why? I'm like, because it's funny.
Oh, man. You talk about dog bones. This is like one of the worst stories in the world. My mom had bought this dog she had. Now, this dog was probably, I don't know, 900 years old. And she bought it a green dog bone that couldn't have been heavier. It's the heaviest dog bone I've ever felt in my life. It was made out of rubber. It was just like pure rubber, and it was like small on one end and fat on the other. So that fat end, I mean, we're talking about, all joking aside, it's probably a pound, like a pound dog bone. And this dog was 900 years old, and it was a poodle. Not a big poodle, one of those little poodles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like the dog was going to play with it. It didn't even gnaw on it. It never did anything. It just laid on our floor. And occasionally you walk by and stump your toe on it and just want to throw it away. That was all you did. And it was like as heavy as a doorstop, man. So it was, when you stumped your toe on it, it was rough. Well, my best friend, we were over at the house one day, and you can't see it if you're listening to this, but I was sitting on the couch watching football, just like legs wide open. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like legs wide open, laid back on the couch. And my buddy walks by and picks up the bone and just throws it in the air and he goes, catch, and just keeps walking. Well, I'm not paying attention because I'm thinking he just threw it in the air. So he's like, catch. Well, it flips in the air and it comes down heavy end first. And my nut was isolated on my leg. Like just
you're an old man balling that day, like it's nice and warm, so you gotta
hanging out, man.
Yeah, just hanging.
He's just sitting there, just chilling, like he's asleep on my leg. And this dog bone came down and landed directly on my left nut. And when I tell you, I thought it popped. I was like, if I'm called old one nut after this, I'm gonna shoot that dude in there. I'm gonna shoot him right in his head because dude. I rolled over. I started like and then I ran to the bathroom and threw up for 10 minutes. I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Old one nut right there.
Yeah. If they were called me old one nut, I did, nope, I'll kill you.
Old one nut Redbeard.
Oh, man.
That's going in the phone right there.
I will never forget that as long as I live. Like the pain that shot through my body whenever I just like looked down and went, oh, that big heavy ass 1 pound dog bone just bounced off my poor little nut. Like it's just
one nut KT.
Oh God, it was the worst. And then I had so my bedroom window when I lived at my parents' house, my bedroom window opened like a drive-through window.
Yeah,
it wasn't up and down; it was left to right. You know, like it was like the window was put in sideways. So we come to my house one day. And we're going to sneak beer into my parents' house. So I was like, all right, man, go around the side. I'm going to open up the window. You pass it through. I'll throw it in the closet. And we'll just close my door and drink on it all night. You know, and he was like, great. So I have the window open, and he's passing it through. He's passing it through the window. And my mom knocks and opens the door right about the time a beer is sitting on this windowsill. And I was like, I go, oh, shit. So I just knocked it off. Like with my elbow, I just kicked it off back because the window – like was higher than your head.
Yeah.
You know, so you had to like hand it up. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't see in the window.
Right.
So I just go, oh, bink, and I just knocked it off and I was like, ooh, that was close. Mom was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I was just opening up my window. It's hot in here. I was getting some air. She goes, oh, okay. I turn around and look. Luckily my shoulder's covering it up. I turn around and look. The beer's back. And I was like, oh God. So I go, boink, and I knocked it off again. I look back. Comes back. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like, stop. I knocked it off again. And all you hear is my mom. Thank God she's walking out of the room. My mom's kind of hard of hearing anyway. She's walking out of the room about the time I hear, God damn it, grab the beer. I was like, hey, man.
Do you notice why? Did you notice I'm knocking it off?
Yeah, that's do you not see? Stop passing it through the window.
Why do you think I'm knocking it off?
It was so funny because it was years after. I mean, I'm an adult with a kid by this point. You know, I've already had the kiddo. And I was talking about something. Mom's like, oh, you mean that night y'all were passing beer through the window? And I was like, damn it. I thought we got away with it. She goes, I'm not an idiot. She goes, you think there's just a magical Budweiser that keeps popping up in the windowsill? You think there's this magic Budweiser fairy that keeps just throwing a beer up there?
You're a wonderful mother whose son threatens to arrest old ladies.
Yeah.
And her husband who verbally abuses widows.
Speaking of, I got my estimate in, so I got to get my car fixed.
Oh, yeah? God. This woman's older than her.
Man, I don't know.
Are you sure you want to press charges?
You wonder why insurance companies charge so much, though. Man, they get over on these insurance companies.
Oh, yeah.
Just that you saw the dent. That dent ain't shit. And
I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, that dent ain't shit. And they were like, I think the estimate wound up being like $2 or $3 grand.
Jesus.
And I guarantee you it'll be more than that. They'll have to do that. You know, they'll always have to do that supplemental thing or whatever. Yeah. Like, God damn, man. You wonder why your insurance is so high. That's why.
Because, I mean, when you told me about it, I'm looking at your car. I'm like, I don't see anything. What are you talking about? And then you show me, I'm like, that?
But it's crazy because it's the same thing with medical insurance. Like when me and ex-wifey, when she was in the hospital with the kiddo, you know, like when she was having her or whatever, like It like an aspirin was like $7 to the insurance company. It's like $7 for an aspirin.
So I got to make sure you tell people around me, if I ever get hurt at work and I'm not responsive, you tell them, like, hey, do not take him in an ambulance.
Hell yeah.
Take him in his truck.
It's on your dime?
Dude, I'm not paying for the ambulance ride, even with health insurance. I'm not paying for that shit.
Oh, I didn't know that it was on you.
I'm not. No, I'm good. Just load me.
I didn't know the ambulance ride was on you. I didn't know.
I thought it was.
I don't know.
I figured it is. I mean, I got health insurance, but still, you know how much those things fucking cost? They're expensive. Yeah. So instead, just get a stretcher, put me in the back of my truck, and drive me to Hillcrest or Providence. I don't care at that point.
Right.
Take me to Providence. My aunt works there.
Yeah. I always go to Providence. I don't go to Scott and White. No chance.
No.
It's a hard no. My dad works there, but
and that's why.
No, it's not even that. They just, man, they God, all the stuff I've gone through with them, never again. I'm a Providence guy all the way. All the way. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm yawning. Shit, it's contagious. I'm starting to get a little sleepy.
It's so.
Oh man,
it's so low energy in here right now.
It is so low energy. This is sorry guys,
That's what it is. I like it being laid back.
This is laid back.
It's funner.
It is pretty fun.
It's funner being laid back.
Good time. It's just bullshitting.
Yeah.
I love telling people that though, when they're like, "So what do y'all talk about?" I was like, "Whatever we feel like."
Yeah, nothing.
We are ADHD.
Nothing. Absolutely zero.
Absolutely nothing. We just go with the flow. It's organic. Sometimes we have our Kool-Aid's moments, and then sometimes we don't.
Yep.
I went back and rewatched that, and goddamn, it's so damn funny.
Oh God, man!
Anytime Tommy Buns laughs, I mean, genuinely, it's just break down laughing. You get them. That's what makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, man. Having the Two Bears One Cave thing. Man, how do I put this nicely without like being a jerk? You see how much of a shit show that guy really is.
Oh God!
I mean, Bert is a nightmare. Like he's just crazy.
His poor wife.
Yeah, that she hasn't put up with that.
Yeah,
I'd be like, get your ass out of here. Like he's just
get your shit together. He will not live to be 60.
No. Yeah, he's such a shit show, man.
But I did love his stand up that we went to. Man, I still laugh at that. The whole dog bit just gets me.
Yeah.
But he just snuck it in with like, so can you like paralyze the other dogs and glue their hands together so they're all laying around? I'm like, Jesus Christ, Bert.
I was telling somebody about that the other day when he's talking about, so we gave the dog a B12 shot. So it's going to come back and it's going to be like your old dog for just a little bit.
For just a little bit.
It's still going to die. Yeah. You ever had to put a dog down, like at the vet?
My dad took the dog to do it. I was young and I couldn't. I was a little kid and I just couldn't. Yeah. And it did break. Like it broke my dad's heart as well when the vet's like, I'm the last person they see, instead of it being.
See, I've heard that before. The vet that I go to, they let me be in there.
No. I mean, like if you want the option, yeah, you can. It's not like they're not going to let you. Yeah. But there's so many people who. They can't do it. Oh, yeah. So it makes them feel bad when they're like, God, man, I'm a stranger and I'm the last person. Yeah. And then I hear the stories of sometimes they'll give them chocolate because they're going to die. So it's like, hey, let them have this Hershey Kiss. Let them taste chocolate once before they're done.
No, I had to take one of my dogs died just like here. And then the other one, I had to actually take him. And that was the first dog I've ever had to get the shot, like get them put down. Yeah. All my other dogs have just died. You know, like I just go out one day and I'm like, oh, there they are. You know, like, but this was the first one I had to actually take in, and man, I hope I never have to do that again. It is so bad,
dude. Back when I was seeing one girl, we're at her house with her family, and we out back, we hear this lady screaming bloody murder. We go and look. The dog that they keep chained up in the backyard to a tree 24/7. Sure. So that tells you how that's going to go. Yep. Got a hold of the house dog.
There you go.
And slinging that thing like a rag doll by its throat. And we pulled up in my truck. At first we were going to shoot it. Yeah. And then instead we pulled up in my truck, and her dad had the shovel in the bed of my truck, and he's waylaying this dog in the head with that head of the shovel as hard as he can. That dog finally lets go.
Right.
I walk over, I pick up the dog is damn near dead.
Right.
3 legs in, waiting on that last one to follow.
Right.
I just pick it up, blood shitting on me, and put it in her car. And we said, there's an emergency vet. You go here, and maybe if you get there in time.
Yeah.
She drives off. She's frantic. She's freaking out. She goes. The other dog's just they're panting, blood all over them. And I look at the dad and I go, that dog ain't going to make it.
No,
no, that dog's done.
No, that dog's dead.
That dog is done.
Yeah, the dog's dead.
He's dying on the way there. But God damn, I felt bad for that dog. I mean,
Yeah. It was, it's not funny, man. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just the situation because if you knew my ex-wife and how much of a softie she was for animals and stuff.
Yeah.
We were watching her parents' house because her parents were out of town, so we would just go by and kind of check the mail, that kind of stuff, because they were gone for like a week. And so when they left, super odd, because if you knew her mom, she is such a just is on top of everything. You know, doesn't miss nothing, And for some reason, they left the garage door open, which was the weirdest thing. Out of all things, that was the weirdest thing. Why would you leave the garage door open? But they had a detached garage, so it was like in the back of the house. So I'm assuming they just got going, and they might have hit the button, and it did the double whoop and came back up, whatever it was. But the door was open, so I look back there, I go, I'll be damned. I go there back. They left the garage door open. And so my ex-wife went over there, and they had the automatic,
little
remote or whatever, Well, they kept it hanging right by the back door because it was really easy to just go up and hit the button, and then it would reach all the way out there.
Yeah.
So she just went over there, hit the button. We watched the door close down, went on about our day. Her parents get back, and so when they opened the garage door, when her dad went out there to open the garage door, I guess there had been some little stray dog that had ran up in there. And so, I mean, it's not going to be dead after 3 days or anything. It's going to be a little hungry or whatnot, but it's not going to be dead. But I guess it was looking for something to eat, and all it could find was fertilizer. So when the dog came out, it was stumbling around. I was like, oh, God. So we did. We took it down to the emergency vet, and the vet was like, yeah, no, it's going to die.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, you poisoned the dog.
Yeah.
Dude, my ex-wife bawled for 3 days. I killed the dog. You didn't kill the fucking dog. The dog's an idiot and ran inside. It's not your problem.
I used to not be a dog lover growing up whenever I got my lip bit off. I told you about that one, right? Yeah. I got the kiss of death.
You're talking about that. My uncle, if you ever see my uncle, he's not a small guy.
Yeah.
Gigantic. Makes you look like a guppy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was 6'7", somewhere around there. He weighed 400 and something pounds.
Jesus.
And now he's an old guy.
Yeah.
But at the time, wasn't very fat.
Yeah. No. He
was a big dude.
He was a big dude, big stout man of, oh, shit.
And so he heard my oldest cousin, he heard him crying, screaming, whatever, from the backyard. So he runs back there, and the neighbor's dog had jumped the fence and had him pinned. He was probably 3. 2 or 3.
Yeah. No, that's how I was. Yeah, I was a kid. I
had him pinned, and my cousin still has this huge scar across his face where the dog was shaking his head.
Yeah.
Had him by the face and was shaking his head, kind of like you were talking about that dog.
Trying to ragdoll.
Trying to ragdoll him. My uncle, being this gigantic guy, walked back there and picked the dog up and was choking the dog and just choked him till he heard, and he just basically just squished his neck. And I was like, jeez.
He walked over there, broke the damn dog's neck.
Just walked away. All right, let's go to the hospital. We've taken care of this situation. Let's go to the hospital. But he still has this gigantic scar across his face from a dog ragdolled him.
No, yeah, I was with Dad going to the golf course. I was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with Dad, and he's going inside to pay, and I'm outside. Oh, there's a dog on the porch. He's been hanging out, so I go to pet him, and
yep.
Next thing I know, we're going to the hospital, and they got to get somebody to do stitches and sew my lip back on. And for the longest time, dude, I was terrified of dogs.
Oh, I'm sure.
You get one dog on one side of the street, I'm going a block over.
Yeah.
The moment I saw a dog, I would bolt.
That's crazy.
Do
you do dogs now? You have a dog?
Oh, God, I love dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll kill you before I kill a dog.
Right.
I like them more than people. But, yeah, for the longest time, I was terrified.
Yeah, I've always been a dog guy. Never been a cat guy. Hate cats.
I'm okay with cats.
Really?
So like I got a cat. It's my roommate's cat. His name's Miko. He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
That's why I call him. He's a good cat. He really is. But they're very bossy.
Yeah.
Like if they want attention, they will just sit there and meow, meow, meow. You're like, dude, shut up. Meow. You're like, okay. Whereas a dog, they're just happy to be there.
Yeah, they're just
like
happy to be in the
they
game.
won't bug you. They'll come by, maybe sniff you a little bit, and they'll just lay at your feet.
Yeah.
Whereas a cat will like,
yeah, here, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Do something. Do something with, like a little kid.
Yeah.
And you want to hit them.
I can't stand cats, man. I have a friend at work that has a cat, and she just goes ape shit over this damn cat, and I'm like, no, man, that cat doesn't love you. It doesn't love you. The dog loves you. That cat does not love you. If you fell over and died right now, that cat would just eat you and move on with its day. Like, it's like, oh, well, fuck it. You know, like.
I told my roommate the other day, she's like, oh, I got to go clean out his litter box. And I'm voicing over the cat. I'm like, yes, that's right, human. Clean my shit.
Yeah, clean up my shit.
I never understood the whole with dogs. Like, oh, I got to pick up his turd when I go walking down. No, leave it.
No, it's
a dog. It's a turd. It goes in the ground.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to do? It's going to make that grass greener.
Yeah.
Let it be. Well, you can't leave it. Yes, you can leave it. Leave it the fuck alone. As long as you're not shitting on the sidewalk, you're a human being. You have thumbs. You don't shit. Dogs don't have thumbs. Let them shit where they want to shit. They have to walk on all fours. They can't communicate. And they don't have thumbs. Let them do what they want to do.
You have thumbs.
You have thumbs. You're winning. You're set. You're already at the top of the food chain.
All because of one appendage.
You can learn multiple languages. Yeah. Dogs know a sound.
Yeah.
It's bark bark. Yeah. Or woof woof.
Yeah. Let them shit where they want.
They don't have thumbs.
Oh man.
A little callback to Ron White's about dogs. Where's his dog getting jerked off? Like, I don't have thumbs. Jerk me off. He's like, we don't call dad a motherfucker.
Yeah. I always make fun of my mom about that. I'm like, her dog will be doing something and she'll be like getting onto the dog. I'm like, leave him alone. He doesn't have thumbs. Well, shut up.
So like at mom and dad's, if we got Easter, whatever, coming up and all the grandkids and little cousins are coming over, dad would go through the backyard and clean up all the dog turds.
Right.
That's so the kids don't run in it.
Bring turds in the house.
Back when we lived in Lacey Lakeview, when I was a kid, we had a dog. It was a little miniature dachshund. And he only shitted in one spot in the yard. It was behind the shed. He would go by the shed, and that's the only place he'd shit. Yeah. It's the only place he'd pee. It was just the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's how my parents' dog are. There's one little spot in the yard, and when I say one little spot, I'm talking about like a 3x3 area. Yeah. He shits and pisses right there.
Right there. That's his spot. Yeah. Whereas other dogs will, I'll just piss right here if I have to.
Shit everywhere.
It's just
and it's weird. It makes it nice because
it's great.
Yeah, because you're like, just don't go in that 3 foot by 3 foot area over there.
That's what we do. We're like, just don't go behind the shed. I think one day we were helping Dad clean the shed out. This is when we were getting ready to move, and we're cleaning out the shed that hasn't been cleaned out in decades. And me as a kid, I don't want to go in here. Shit's creepy, man. Big ass spider's gonna jump up and eat my face. Sure enough, Dad's sitting down after like moving something's tired. And he looks over, and I guess there was a lizard looking at him. And she just caught him off guard. And as a kid, you're like, that's my dad. Yeah. He's the toughest guy in the world.
He's like Superman.
Yeah, he could kick Superman's ass.
Yeah, he's tough guy in the room.
And you see him jumping. Oh, God damn it. Take off running. You're like, what happened? Yeah.
Superman's running.
I can hear he's like, God damn it, motherfucker. Looked like the devil was looking at me. I said, why? He goes, it's a damn lizard. It's like, where did this come from? I've never seen my dad panic. That's the weird. Dude. Have you ever seen your dad panic?
I've seen my dad not panic, but I've seen him get a little wound up one time.
And it's the weirdest thing to see. That's when you start to worry because you don't see your dad ever.
When the one cool guy in the room is worrying, you're like,
oh, I'm really worried. Yeah, if I ever see Dad panic, I'm shitting my pants. Cause I'm like, no. You're not supposed to panic. You're the Rock.
You're the Rock.
You're solid, man. You don't panic. If you panic, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
My daughter is the same way about me. She will not get panicky as long as I'm not panicky. And I don't, as a grown up now, I don't get panicky about much. You know, there's not a lot scaring me. But there was one night over here, she comes busting in my room and she's like, there's somebody knocking on the window. And I was like, there's for sure nobody knocking on the window. And she goes, no, there is. And it was this back window right here. She goes, no, there is. And I go, there's not though. You know, so I was like, all right, let's go take a look. Get up. I'm looking out the window. I've got the windows raised up. I'm like, look, there's nobody out there. She's like, I swear. And my daughter is really weird. She doesn't get weirded out about stuff. So that's why I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, did you watch a scary movie or something?
Yeah.
She's like, no, there was somebody knocking on the window. I was like, no, there wasn't. So I was like, I'll tell you what, we'll hang out for a few minutes. Let me see if I can maybe tell what it is. And I can tell you what. She's like, okay. So we were sitting there. We sat there probably 20, 25 minutes. And I was like, yeah, kiddo, I don't know what to tell you, man. She goes, I know I heard it. So I let the windows down. I go over there, I start cutting out the lights. I go, well, if you hear it, just let me know, and I'll come back in here and figure it out. And about that time on the window, just as soon as that sentence comes out of my mouth, I hear, ding, 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 on the window, and I go, shit! And I just like, in my bedroom, and she's right behind me. She's like, it was the same thing. She's like, if this guy's panicking, we're in trouble. You know, like, I looked at her and I go, what the hell was that? And she goes, I told you somebody's knocking on the window. I go, motherfucker, somebody's knocking on the window. And like, so we go back out there. I get my shit together. It's kind of like your dad. I get my shit together and compose myself. Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's go. So I walk out there, and it turned out I figured out what it was, but it was just that initial moment of, dang, 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 dang. I was like, oh, God. Like, run.
It's like, no, you're not supposed to freak out.
And my daughter,
I freak out. You keep me calm. Like,
my daughter's looking at me like, no, you're shit in the bed. That's not good.
That's not good. I rely on you.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on me. So you're supposed to be... Yeah, that's like my granddad's funeral. Dad starts crying. I'm like, no. Yeah, you don't cry. You're not supposed to cry. Because now I'm going to cry. Because you're crying. Because you never cry. You're dad. Dad does not cry.
My dad, he lost it at his dad's funeral. And he didn't cry long, but he cried. It wasn't that. I didn't cry. It was just the most awkward moment for me. I was like, I feel like I need to look away. Like, I feel like I don't need to be looking at
Well, that's the thing. Like, I see dad's, like, eyes get red, tearing up, and I see him just, and I'm like, no. And then they're like, are you okay? I was like, I'm not crying for Grandpa. I'm crying because Dad's crying. He's not supposed to. He's Dad.
I didn't cry or anything, but I just, like, I'm the worst person about stuff like that. Like, I'm not sympathetic at all. Yeah. So, like, he kind of, like, starts crying, and I just go, I'm going to go over here. And I just like walked over and went somewhere else.
I can't see this.
I was like, I'm going to go over here. I feel weird. Like, I'm just going to. It's the same thing when my mom cries. Like, if your mom starts crying, you go give her a hug. I'm just like, hey,
no, Mom cries. I'm like, hey,
it's funny because I'm the same way with her. Like, she starts crying. I'm like, all right, so I'm going to go over here. I'm just so awkward around that stuff, man. It makes me it weirds me out, man. I get weirded out when people start crying. My daughter starts crying. It's hard for me to like.
That's what I want to know. Like, so, like, if your daughter watches a sad movie or something, starts crying, are you just like, really?
Oh, now wait a minute. If she's crying for a legit reason, I'll hug it out with her. Yeah. But if she starts crying at a sad movie, I make fun of her. I'm like, get your life together. It's fake. Like, she's just like, shut up.
It's fake.
Like, man, that ain't even real. What are you crying for?
I tell my roommate that. I come home, she's watching Below Deck or Summer House. Rich kids in New York going to a summer house and they're like, this is the first time I've ever left the Hamptons. I'm like, you live in the Hamptons? That's supposed to be a vacation time for rich people. You live there. And I'm like, this is all fake, right? Like, no, they're real. They all moved here. I'm like, this is fake.
This is
set up.
Yeah, it's all set up.
Her crying over that guy, that's not real. They're getting paid for that.
Nope, they're getting paid for every bit of that. Santa Claus ain't real.
I told her, one guy on there, he goes, well, we didn't hook up. I said, you know what that means, right? Just it means he put it in her butt, not her vagina. So
he got a blowjob.
He got a blowjob. So that's a hookup, but not a hookup.
Yeah. We didn't hook up.
It's a hookup to the first power. Yeah. Not a hookup to the second power.
She just blew me. That was it.
She goes, what's more? I said, hook up to the fourth power? It's gangbang.
Yep, you and your buddies. You and all your friends. Oh, well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't ever promote this, but we probably should. We have a website.
Oh God, yes, we should.
We're no experts without the. We're no experts.live without the apostrophe. So it's actually we're no experts. We should have thought that through a little better.
Well, we're no experts.
And that's why that's why the show is called what it's called.
Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music. Just check our
link tree.
Check our social media. We got all the link trees.
Yep.
Tell your friends. Tell your parents.
Don't tell your parents.
Tell your parents. Let them judge us.
Oh.
Show your parents. That way you can go, look, I could be worse.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. Your child is doing fine. You could be like these dum-dums.
Yeah, these dum-dums started a podcast and they broadcast it to everybody.
So anytime if your mom it starts guilt tripping you a little bit, be like, listen, at least I'm not this doodle sack over here.
At least we're not broadcasting our dirty laundry to the entire world.
So, like, we'll help you out here. All right.
Yep. That's it, man.
That's it.
Have a good one.
All right. Later.